Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 3 vs 3 on Fury Island. Playing on Team 1 as the Demon Hunters, we've got Ticker 175. We've got Demi playing as the Sisters of Battle. And we've got Not Stranger playing as the Imperial Guard. Whereas playing on Team 2 as the Necrons, we've got White Star Lane 10. We've got Tiger Shark, and we've got Eshan. So look at this, it's a blooming themed game. I don't think it was intentionally meant to be a themed game, as White Star Lane and Ticket 175 have randomed their factions. But that's alright, I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. And what an absolute roster of factions that we have available for us today. Imperial Guard, able to hold the line with their defensive structures and unrelenting amount of conscripts, which Stranger is going to be opening up for about 5 of them as well. So plenty of meat for the grinder. We have got Ticket, who's gone for the Demon Hunters, with some powerful, deep striking capabilities later on in the game. Demi, with his usual blooming angry women, and some of these angry women have wings they can jump around and slap people in the face with. And the Necrons have just got super access to really strong, heavy infantry in the early game, and then starting to transition over to some quite powerful monoliths and other vehicles as the game progresses. Are going to see the Imperial Guard moving over into this central trench. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a trench. They're gonna come over and build up some listing posts. Also got some tank traps, just in case any tanks happen, which that's not gonna be the case. One lonely Bill of Scab is just minding his own business, just enjoying the view, just enjoying the river. The river? Sea? Something? I don't know. Either way, he's dead now, and the conscripts will continue to march on forward as White Star Line, sorry, been mispronouncing that this entire game, is not got anything. Mind you, though, the Imperial conscripts won't be breaking down any buildings, already doing that much damage to the Bill of Scabs too quickly. Thankfully, attack Scabs come out pretty quickly for the Necrons, and they do a mighty fine job against lightly armoured infantry and other bits and bobs. There we go, little attack Scabs munching at the ankles of the Imperial conscripts. Over on the southern side, we do have some stormtroopers going toe-to-toe with Bill of Scabs as they attempt to build up some ghost turrets. But thankfully, the stormtroopers are able to get on top of that before they're even able to sniff at these ghost turrets. Although, mind you, this one got built up a little bit. But I don't think, yeah, just there's a constant stream of Scarabs, which aren't going to be building up anything anytime soon. Attack Scarabs chasing away these Imperial conscripts. Have you killed many? I don't know, I can't see many bodies. Mind you, though, I've had to turn the graphics down just a wee bit, as I always try and play these Ultimate Apocalypse games with high graphics, but 9 times out of 10 when I do that, the game gets big, and then the frame rate drops down to about 5. It's not great. Got some Seraphins, which will be amazing at doing some harassment against the Builder Scarabs of the Necrons, but will wax and wane as the game goes on. I can't imagine these ladies will be too impressive once you get a sizable amount of Necron warriors on the field. Umming and ahhing about which way to go. Might be an idea to come over this way to support the Imperial Guardsmen. We've got some fully qualified Guardsmen now, providing some firing support as the conscripts are eaten alive. Well, not eaten, the Build Scabs don't really eat, do they? Just kind of perk. Little perky limbs getting into you. A Necron Lord from Tiger Shark. Lovely colour scheme of, if the tree gets out of the way, lovely colour scheme of red and black. Looking very intimidating. Got some flayed ones as well from the depths. Very quickly breaking the morale of anyone and everyone nearby them. Although the listing post also got a turret emplacement as well, just in case the Necrons have got any fresh ideas. While none of these units do any particularly large amounts of damage, just the sheer amount of it that's coming in is sorting these flayed ones out. One dude gets somersaulted. A German suplex, if you will, from a German man. But the flayed ones go down one by one. Does seem that the Imperium side of things are taking, well, I mean, almost taking down this trench. But Necron Lord seems to have scared everyone away. Also got some flayed ones from Eshan. Thankfully, these scholars are not taking any nonsense from these skinny lads. Just a sheer amount of lasgun fire from both sides of the coin here, the Imperium coin. Just purple all day long. You can kill them, and you can kill many of them, but there's just so many to actually kill. Attack Scarabs are falling down, but their reinforcement rate is just so blooming quick and quite cheap. We'll have to fall back and go for the Seraphims, as these guys can actually do some damage. So there'll be a primary concern for the attack Scarabs. Problem is, though, is that these ladies can move around and fire backwards, so able to... oh, what's the phrase? Step? No, that's when you stop and start quite a lot. You know what I mean? They're able to just get out of dodge while still bringing the pain. More flayed ones coming in, but I don't know if this is enough flayed ones to sort out the sheer mass of lads. On the southern side, though, the Necrons are doing a little bit more of a business to tick at. The flayed ones have gone for their upgrade, which makes them a little bit more damage dealing. Necron Lord just keeping these guys aback. We'll see a heavy bottle turret to shore up the defences of the Demon Hunters. But this is where the real concern is. If the Imperial Guard are able to take out a Necron player relatively early, that'll do them some massive benefits. There's obviously a 3 versus 2. It's much easier than a 3 versus 3. I've seen the rare upgrade of the Obelisk into tier 3. Don't normally see it, but I suppose at this case, anything helps against all these guys. They've been pushed back, though. They're starting to consolidate the holdings in the centre. I'm going to provide a counter-assault onto Eshan's base as he goes into the Demon Hunter's side of things. But we'll teleport away. One Necron Lord against all this defensive stuff. Does not happy Necron make. Seraphims have gone for a couple of flamers to help them set on fire these Billow Scarabs. Teleporting back home, though, will the Necrons. Absolutely got to make sure that your power generator supply is relatively unscathed. If one of these guys explode, that does AoE damage to anything nearby, causing a chain reaction across the whole situation. So economy harassment against the Necrons is particularly strong in Ultimate Apocalypse. Good lord, these flamers doing the Holy Emperor's work. Would not expect to see flamers do that much damage to buildings, but such is the way of things at the moment. Third one's continuing to be the thorn in the side for these Imperial conscripts. And the knockback from these close combat attacks. Like shuffling a deck of cards. The deck of cards had feelings. Necron Warriors will come in for some firing support, and I don't think this is a fighting situation that the conscripts really want to be taking part in. So they will go back home. Flamers over here, setting the Necron Lord on fire. And, oh, does the actual big plasma generator not do AoE damage? Is that just the amplification generators? That might be the case. Standard fare in every other faction is that their plasma generators do that. But I hope the Necrons probably have figured it out with that advanced technology. That's a strong firing line there. And it makes sense that the Imperium is being aggressive. The Necrons are a bit shite in tier 1, but massively increase in effectiveness as the game goes on. So whatever map control you can get in the early stages of the game is a massive bonus for you. We're not really doing that much damage to the Necrons as things go. Necron Lord bringing forth the lightning towards the Seraphims, but managed to avoid the majority of it. Morsel's not going to do a great lick of damage against the Seraphims, but anticipating any kind of Imperial shenanigans as they, yep, they've got their mechanized command. So expect to see chimeras and the like as the game progresses. But yeah, we've got 4 amplification generators, so on this one plasma generator. That's definitely one souped up economic nerd right there. Attack Scabs focusing on the veteran superior and her ladies. And just a sheer amount of them will come down eventually. Falling back into the corner. Not sure if the corner is where you want to be. There's no escape for the Necrons here. But I'm sorry, I'm totally sorry. Sorry about that. Thought my phone was ringing, but my phone was not ringing. It was Mrs. Landshark texting me about 8 times in a row. She's one of those people who rather than send one message, she sends 8 little ones. That's okay, we love that. Got a big engagement going on in the centre. Plasma generator, or thermal plasma generator, attempting to be built up by Tiger Shark. Absolutely cannot let the Necrons have access to that kind of structure, as that massively increases their economic potential. Necron Lord just bringing in the Thunder, bringing in the John Cena beam as well, prevent that firing. Also got the Chrono Trigger, whatever you call that ability, to slow the lads down. And also, a Cryptek as well, which is just basically a poor man's Necron Lord. But that's not bad. In fact, yeah, just characters everywhere, running amok against these nameless, faceless individuals. Conscripts attempting to focus on the Feral Plasma Generator. They do have a Chimera as firing support. Also got some medics in with the Imperial Guard, which I don't think that'll keep them alive for much longer, but an extra 5 seconds on your Mortal Coil, that's not a bad shout at all. Got some destroyers, which should do a fine job against the Seraphians, but these ladies, so cantankerous. They've got their angelic visage on the go, which massively increases their damage output. The destroyers just deciding to go into close combat instead, bonking them across the noggin with their Ghost Destroyer weapony things. The Plasma Generators continue to fall foul. These ladies do have some power weapons on their models, so that will help them break down the buildings somewhat. The fight still continuing in the centre. Does look like the Imperial Guard has managed to save face by swapping out into some plasma guns, which will help them absolutely rinse the heavy infantry of the Imperial Guard. Do have some Immortals take out the Chimera if they can get close, but plenty of Seraphins leapfrogging over those Immortals. Seraphins now from... who's got your Seraphins? Oh, it's going to be Demi. Demi's the only one that can bring out Seraphins as he's playing the Sisters of Battle. Yeah, just constant in the back lines, making sure that Necrons can't really form too much of a frontal assault without having to keep their economy checked. That is what, how many squads? About 4? There, that's 4 ladies. 4 squadrons of ladies and a bit. I mean, there's 5, but she's only 1. There's only 1, bless her. Attack Scarabs keeping on top of them. But the Flamers of the Seraphins able to get that AoE damage in, which is not what the Attack Scarabs really want. Necro Warriors coming back over to see what they can do. Destroyers as well. Remarkable range damage against infantry and heavy infantry. But the Seraphins can always just reposition themselves away from all this mischief. But the Necrons are circling around them. Again going into the corner, where apparently it's safe. Apparently the ones that went into the corner before managed to survive, so there's something to it. On the southern side, the Demon Hunters are still holding up against the Necrons. But with the pressure being taken off of Eshan, they're able to focus once again down here. We have a Necron Lord who's just decided to become naked. He's taken his cloak off. Can't catch a Necron Lord without his trousers down. He's got no trousers, to be fair. There he is. He's put his cloak back on. Got his modesty back on. And the Inquisitorial Demon Hunters in a bit of a bind here. They've not got much. We've got a couple of scholars coming out. Thankfully, the Seraphins turning their attention down to the southern side. Cryptek using his swift ability to maneuver around. Seraphins decided not to go for the actual fighting force of Necrons, but instead maybe attack their economy in the hopes that we can inspire them to teleport back home. But is that what's going to happen? They've got destroyers to defend. They've also got allies to come and help as well, so I don't know if this is actually going to do them any favours. Got some flayed ones as well from Tiger Shark adding into the mix. That's a sizable amount of Necrons here. But the same can be said for the Seraphins. Got the flayed ones to do some morale damage, but Sister Battle, known for their high levels of morale, just putting on a brave face before then flying away. The Imperial Guard still holding the centre, yet to be shaked off by the Necrons. Yeah, I do quite like the use of the plasma guns of the Imperial Guard. Necrons don't really have anything else other than heavy infantry in their early game. Ordo Malleus Tower is... Now, I don't know about focusing on the tower itself. Blasting up the plasma generators would certainly do you some better favours in the long run. Oh, look at this. We've got some seaside homes. This is nice. I mean, mind you that the pricing of these apartments probably goes for the roof due to the view that they get, but... Oh, well, nice one. Well done, Ticket. Affordable housing with a view. Things are going on. We've got destroyers coming in, destroying things. We've got a good line of Necrons. And we've also got an assault going on in the centre. Plenty of priests to keep the Cassicans online for Not Stranger, because he's definitely not Stranger. Just ignore him. Ignore that title. Lehman Russ there. Barrels on forward, but goes straight onto the side of the mortals. Oh dear, that is not where he wants to park himself. Mind you, though, the Immortals aren't nearly as damage dealing as you'll find them in... I think in Soulstorm and Unification, they tend to just rip through things. It takes them a little longer to break through a vehicle, but still... definitely not what you want to send your thick armour against. Oh God, good lord, look at them. They've got... You know what, I kind of poo-pooed the medics earlier on, but no, they're actually keeping the lads alive. Even against a firing line of destroyers, which in theory should really melt through this kind of formation, but I assume that Stranger has also gone for all the upgrades on the guardsmen as well, regarding their health and such. Got some party flares going on. Another Lehman Russ. There we are, look at that. All the same can be said for Demon Hunters down here, though. They are struggling quite considerably. Ideally, they want the Imperial Guard to come down and provide some support. They do have the Sisters of Battle there. Destroyers won't stand up against the Celestians all that well. But they're about to lose the Librarian. So all the manga has been taken down. Much to the shock and chagrin of the avid readers. And we've also got some Necrons inside of the Sisters of Battle base. A couple of Immortals been dropped in by a Ghost Arc. All the plasma generators, well, not all of them, but ones around here have been taken out. Some over here could be done in as well, but the Ghost Arc is dead, and soon will the Immortals follow. That has also put off some pressure on these lads over here. Bring that teleportarium, or teleporter, never mind sticking random Latin in for no reason. It's going to potentially go down. Have you got more builders? Yes, you do. Oh, you've flown over the ocean. That's pretty. I like that. Plenty of Imperial Guardsmen, though, so it's actually a tale of two cities here. Pressure on the north, pressure on the south. A yin and yang of violence as the Imperium moves over to the northern side. And they have got a fistful of melter guns on these Cassicans. Plasma generators won't stand up all that well, but oh, let me say this again. An Annihilation Badge, good lord, that's hard to say, is on the field, but doing a mighty fine job against the Lehman Russes, but it's the little dudes that you're having a problem with. Mr. White Star Lane. There's just too many of them, too numerous. Here are the death marks. That's actually quite a good shout. Strong firing rate. Able to bring down, but there's just not enough of them. Killed very quickly by those guardsmen. Down over here. Oh, not the affordable housing. Oh, affordable housing of a view. Leave it alone. Oh, you can't have anything in the 41st millennium, can you? This could have been a pleasure world. No, absolutely not. Not on the Necron Tier's watch. It's all going to be sand. Sand and coarse material. Imperial Guard continues to push. There's now 2 Annihilation Barges. But then there's also 2 Lehman Russ battle tanks. Trying to keep its distance away from the barges. 1 is almost down, actually. And all the plasma generators for White Star has been kaputted. And that's not stopping them from fighting on, but will affect their long-term prospects. Necron's now massing up into a ball of doom as they turn their attentions over to the centre of the Imperial forces. The Sisters with their really strong Seraphim harassment earlier on. You can't harass someone if they're knocking on your base there. Wonderful use of the Cryptek and the Necron Lord just to keep this firing line as bothered as possible. All these Celestians... Oh, we've got some Retributors as well. The heavy bolters. But that's what I mean earlier on about the Necrons just having a lot of access to some pretty strong heavy infantry. You can upgrade these guys out the wazoo. Makes them very difficult to take on. And if you just so happen to manage to kill a Necron warrior, well, they're probably just going to rebuild themselves. But that's not the same as what's going on over here. The Imperial Guard can't rebuild themselves, but they can just reinforce themselves at remarkably cheap prices at 30 blue, which in the early game is relatively expensive, but you know, in Ultimate Apocalypse you got silly money, and I imagine Stranger's got, yeah, you just got a lot of, I mean, not so much in the way of green, but your blue is definitely on the side of richness. Which if you're going to go for a infantry heavy unit composition, that's probably the kind of slant you want to go for. Gonna steamroll over everything. We do also some Grey Knights as well. A token force from Ticket. And the Necrons over here have been scared a little bit. The sheer amount of fire. And while flames don't do the best damage against heavy infantry, just get enough of them. Just get enough of them. And that'll do the damage. Also got the Exorcist firing down on the Necron positions. Plenty of AoE artillery. Enough just to knock these guys around. John Cena beam forcing the ladies back. But yeah, this one singular piece of artillery is actually probably going to turn the tide of battle here. Necrons cannot fire their Gauss weaponry when they are flat on their back. Got plenty of lightnings coming in from the Necron Lord. Also the flayed ones are smack bang in the middle of everything. Missionary and the Retributors kept safe by a ball of holy light. Whole smorgasbord of immortals. Don't think that this is the unit composition that will help break through the Sisters of Battle. Also, one problem with the Necrons here is that they're pushing into the Sisters, and they could just get more units from their base relatively quickly. The Necrons will take quite some time to get all that. Yeah, it's a slow march over down to this side, so it's quite hard to keep the pressure on. Got some stuff going on in the middle, and the Imperial Guard, like a row of dominoes, knocking down each Necron player turn by turn. But can the Necrons do the same? Keeping the Sisters at bay, but spreading themselves out quite nicely to make sure that they don't get all tied up into one big hodgepodge of melee. Blade ones are about to go. Oh no, you've got 7 left, so you'll be fine, relatively. Destroyer's coming in for some support. Cryptek charges away. Where have you gone? You've gone, I assume, to assist with the defense over here. Oh, while the Necrons everyone just clamber on into the corner. That might be it. No, Tiger Shark is dead. So it's a 2 versus 3, although I suppose maybe it's a 2 versus 2 technically, because the Demon Hunters are still rebuilding all their gubbins. That's a lot of Necrons. And not a lot of women. Confessor brings on a smite there. Big amount of damage on that infantry formation there. Oh, it brings on another one as well. Didn't know you had 2. Or was that a miscast or like a cancel cast and building up over there? Maybe, baby. Well, the Necrons were looking very strong with this initial push. But there's just fire everywhere. Doing that additional damage. To see some reinforcing Necron warriors, but don't think that's enough. Solar Pulse, keeping the women honest. Another player is down. We also have a Baneblade just rocking into the Necron side of things. And their whole army is over here. So, It's not going to do them any favours in a defensive capacity. But yeah, that's how the cookie crumbled this game. It was a case of the sisters just providing an immense amount of, how would one say, harassment in the early game, which made sure that, I mean, it didn't cripple the Necrons, but it stopped them from really making any kind of aggressive plays, allowing the forces of the Imperium to get a little bit of map control, also preventing the Necrons from keeping hold of these thermal plasma generators in the centre of the map, which is always good. And even though the Necrons managed to take on the... I mean, it's still building up a Necron monolith down here. Maybe, who knows, one man can hold the line. Even though Necrons were able to take out one player. Not Stranger. Definitely not Stranger. Was able just to get that unit composition out. That was a real counter to what the Necrons had on offer. Could have done with maybe some more vehicles. But then again, the Necrons do take a while to get those vehicles out. But there we are. That is, believe it or not, the game, he says. And I've still got a little bit of time on my counter down here. Unless this is just Eshan doing a proud last stand. You know what? We'll take it. What can he achieve as he becomes surrounded? A man and woman sandwich. Baneblade comes in, and it's a charge of the Builder Scarabs. They can't do any damage. They can get in the way. They're going to hide underground. That's fair. Just, I feel like that sometimes. When responsibilities turn up, they can't avoid. If I just put my head in the sand, maybe it'll go away eventually. Problem with the Imperium is that it doesn't go away eventually. It just keeps on going on. The cantankerous Imperium. I play hide and seek. Yes. Yes, Ishan. That is the way you do it. Find my HQ, and well, he's found it. Unless, oh, hold on. Have you built it somewhere else then? You have... Ah, you're building up there, but he's going to say GG, well played. And I'm going to stick around for that. We're just going to move on from this one. So yeah, so cheers, boys. Send this game into the Discord, and if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there's also Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. That's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure's always never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.